make our macrame plant hanger, we will need some string, a wooden ring, some scissors, masking tape or S-hook, measuring tape, a pot, and some extra beads. Next, we need to cut 6 pieces of string, 3 meters long each. Take your string, measure 1.5 meters, and then fold it in half, measure 1.5 meters again, and then cut your string. Repeat 5 more times to get 6 bundles of string. Next, take your wooden ring and your strings, and one by one place your strings through the wooden ring, making sure that both strands are the same length. Repeat the same steps with all your strings. To make this step easier, what you can do is hook your wooden ring on your S-hook, or you could use some masking tape to tape your ring on your flat surface. Once all your strings are through the wooden ring, we're gonna take our macrame and we're gonna make a gathering knot. Take a piece of string about 50 centimeters long. It could be the same colors as your string, or you can use a contrast color. To make your gathering knot, you take your string, you place one end pointing up. We're then going to fold it about 3 fingers in length. We take the longer end of your string and we are going to wrap it around all the strings. And we continue until we reach the end. And then we're going to place the end through the loop from the top. We take the end pointing up and we're going to pull it until the catch is underneath all our wrapped string. We want to make sure that it's in the middle. And when it's safe, we're gonna cut the top and the bottom part. Next, we want to fix our wooden ring either on the S-hook or back on our flat surface with some masking tape. Next, we want to split our strings in 3 sets of 4 strings. We take 1 set of string, you can take the middle one. You have 4 strings, and what we're going to do now is make a square knot. To make a square knot, we're going to take the first string and we're going to fold it to make a 4 shape. We then take the last string and it's going to go over the tail of our 4. underneath the 2 middle strings and through the 4 from underneath. We then take the string on the left and pull it towards the left, and the string on the right towards the right, making sure that the middle 2 strings are nice and straight and they're not overlapping. We then take string number 4 and we're gonna make a 4 shape pointing towards the right. We take string number 1 and it's gonna go over the tail, underneath the middle 2 strings and through the 4 from underneath. And once again we pull 1 string towards the left and 1 string towards the right. And now you have made your first square knot. Let me show it to you again. We take string number 1, we make a 4 pointing towards the left. We take string number 4, it's gonna go over the tail, under the middle 2 strings and through the 4 from underneath. We're gonna pull our strings and then we're gonna repeat going the opposite way. String number 4 makes a 4 shape. String number 1 will go over the tail, underneath the middle 2 strings and through the 4 from underneath, and we're gonna pull our strings. We now have 2 square knots. We're gonna continue making square knots until we have made a row of 12. Once you've done your row of 12 square knots, you're gonna take the next 2 sets and repeat the same step. Once you've done your 3 sets of 12 square knots, you want to make sure that the length of all your sets are equal. And if they're not, you might have to redo your square knots. But if the discrepancy is just a tiny bit, what we could do is massage our knot. So you can push them or pull it a tiny bit so that they all end at the same line. What we want to do next is join the sets of string. So what you're going to do is take string number 1 and 2 from the set on the left and string number 3 and 4 from the set on the right. We want to measure about 15 centimeters. You can use the palm of your hand if you want. And then we're going to take a piece of masking tape to fix the middle 2 strings on your flat surface, and this is going to help you with the first square knot. Take string number 1 and 4 and make a square knot. Well, it's important that all your strings are nice and straight and they are not twisted. Now that you've done the first square knot, you want to make 4 more for a total of 5 consecutive square knots. Okay, so once we've done 1 set, next we're going to take string number 3 and 4 from this set, and we're going to take string number 1 and 2 from this set. Okay, we're going to repeat, make sure that the gap is consistent, and then you're going to repeat the same on the last set. Next, we want to join our sets again. This time the gap is going to be about 5 centimeters or 4 finger space, and we want to make 3 consecutive square knots. You might notice that the ends of your strings are all different length, and that is absolutely fine because we've been using some strings more than others. Once you finish with 1 set, you're gonna repeat with all the remaining strings, making sure that the gap between the sets are consistent throughout. What we're going to do next, we're gonna take all our strings. We're gonna take another piece of string about 50 centimeters long, and we're gonna make a gathering knot, the same knot we did at the start of our project. finish your macrame plant hanger, you have different options. One of the options is to cut your strings all at the same length to have a beautiful tassel. The second option is to add wooden beads, and I can show you a trick on how to do that. Take a piece of masking tape and place it around one of the ends. And then put it through your wooden bead and make a simple knot at the end so the beads will not fall out. You can then take the masking tape off and brush or unravel your string. The last step is to place your pot inside your macrame plant hanger and hang it somewhere beautiful in your house.